Time to die, demon. Wait, where'd my hammer go? Meow, hammer time! Meow, I kill you!
What's up, fellow collectors? Today I'm talking about the Halo Reach Brute Chieftain action figure, and this is a really cool figure, and it's a figure that I've had in my collection for a while, just never gotten a chance to do a review on it. I've been doing a lot of Mortal Kombat stuff lately, and I know a lot of the Halo fans on my channel are like, come on man, where's all the Halo stuff? So definitely getting caught up on that, getting caught up on some of the Halo reviews that I have yet to do yet. But yeah man, this is probably one of my all-time favorite Halo figures that I have in my collection, just because I really love the Brutes, and the Brute Chieftains in particular. I think they're really cool enemies to fight, and I think they're really just unique characters within the Covenant. I think that's pretty cool stuff. So let's go ahead and talk about what he comes with here. You got an awesome gravity hammer, and of course the Brute Chieftains always have the gravity hammers, unless you got the Brute Chieftains from Halo 3 that always had the fuel rod cannons, and those things would tear you apart. But I really love this gravity hammer. They did a ton of great detailing all around here. You can see they got some lettering and symbols up there, some lights and stuff like that all around the hammer. And then I like that they got these, you know, roping around the handles there so you can hold on to it. Very, very cool looking. I like the end piece there. It kind of looks very mace-like, very brute-like to, you know, smack you around with. They got the blade here at the tip. And then they did a lot of great dry brushing and just making this thing look worn down and really gritty and really dark, and I really like the way that that looks, especially this hammer part right here. I mean, that looks pretty freaking sick. So he does hold on to the hammer pretty well once you get it into his hands. The only gripe I have, he doesn't really hold it very tight. It kind of flings back and forth in his hands. You know, if you want to get him up in a pose to where he looks like he's about to swing, the hammer will kind of fall off to the side. It kind of looks funny. You know, he's not going to hit you with the hammer from that side. It's going to hit you from the hammer with this side. Then he also comes with another really cool feature. You can actually remove his helmet, and I think that's pretty cool. I think this helmet design is really, really nice. And I really do like this, man. It's just really cool. Very, very gritty and dark, just like the whole thing. He's got that little kind of rhinoceros-looking spine that comes through the top there. And then the slits where you can see the eyes come through, and these little slits here. Just really, really cool looking, and it does fit on his head very, very well. Once it pops in there, you know, it's not going to just easily fall off like some of the other Halo figures that I've had with their helmets. This is actually really snug fit. It's really nice. And another cool thing, too, is, you know, you can move his head and you can move his mouth around. I think that's awesome. You could just have him actually talking, or get him a little bit more animated than just always having a static, you know, position for the mouth. I think that's really cool, and they have that to where you could actually utilize it within the helmet. You know, the helmet's not going to block any of that articulation, which I think is really great. Now, talking about detail here, I think this guy has a ton of great detail. McFarlane just really went over the top with this guy. I really love that. His skin and everything, his facial hair, he's got that little beard here. It's kind of tied off there at the bottom. I think it looks really great. He's got these nice red eyes in there. All his teeth and everything, the face sculpt is really, really nice. You can see the nostrils and all the lines in his face. I think they did a really great job with that. And then the armor sculpting all around just looks fantastic. I love all these little colors and little pieces of armor that they sculpted all throughout the body. Very, very cool stuff. This leg armor looks really nice with these red accents here along the side of the armor. Then you got some really cool looking, you know, shin guards there, and they kind of strap around the back of his shin. You can even see where the buckles are and everything. Very, very realistic. You know, like this guy just came right out of the game and into an action figure form, and I really like that. Even got these wires coming out of the back where he has that powered armor suit. Very, very cool looking. You got some red accents on the top of those. Then you also got this really cool looking, you know, kind of like a shoulder guard, gauntlet type thing. Very, very cool. And there's dry brushing and just paint accents all around this guy. And, you know, this is probably why it's one of my favorite figures, is because they just really went over the top to deck out this character. And plus, I love how massive these brutes are. You know, let me get a Spartan to compare you with. You know, I love the size comparison between these two figures, and I love how massive this brute looks. You know, very, very accurate to the game. Very, very cool looking, and I love that McFarlane just really nailed that. You know, some toy companies, they don't really care about the accuracy and the scale within the characters, you know, to each other, and McFarlane really does care, and they really did show that with how massive this brute is. It's another reason why it's one of my favorite figures in my Halo collection. Now, another awesome feature is he is packed full of articulation, which I really, really love. You know, you can move the mouth up and down. You know, he's got that hinged jaw there, which I think is awesome. You can also got some pretty nice head articulation. You know, there is some limitation with the armor back around the neck. You can't really do a whole lot of, you know, left and right looks, but he can look up pretty far, which that does look pretty cool. You know, it actually looks like he's looking up towards the sky. And then he can look down pretty far too, which is really nice. You get a nice 360 that you could do at the upper arm there. You get a nice hinge at the elbow, and then there's also a little bit of swivel at the bicep right in there. That's really nice. Then you got some ball hinge action going on for the wrists. That's really cool as well. And then the, you know, at the forearm too, they also swivel a little bit. So that's a nice amount of articulation there. You got some swivel at the waist, and that looks really good. The legs, they can't really kick out really much at all, or really far back. Very, very limited with the articulation with that, but it's enough to, you know, get him into a few cool looking poses to where he's standing up or looking like he's going to strike you with a hammer. You get a ball hinge at the knee, and then you also got some hinging or kind of like a ball at the ankle there, and that's really good too. You know, the only complaint I have with this figure is he is a little top heavy. You know, I wish the feet were a little bit bigger so that way they distribute the weight, you know, just the massiveness of this figure, because it's a really big figure, especially at the top area. There's a lot of plastic coming on, and it does take him a minute to rock him back and forth to get him to where he's standing up. But once you get him standing up, he is in a pretty static position. It's really hard to knock him over, which is really good. Overall, though, this is a really awesome figure, and definitely one of my all-time favorite figures in the McFarlane Halo Reach, or just in Halo figures in general that they've created. You know, very, very awesome. Highly recommend adding it to your collection if you're a fan of the Covenant or a fan of the Brutes, or you just really want a cool looking figure for your Halo collection. This is definitely a guy to pick up. Even though he's a little bit older, he came out a few years ago. Still a great figure to this day, and I highly recommend him. So make sure you check out my channel, guys. I got a ton of Halo reviews on there. I also collect other figure lines as well, like Mortal Kombat, Walking Dead, Star Wars, all that good nerdy stuff. Make sure you subscribe because I come out with new videos every week. And I'll see you guys all in my next video. And thank you all for watching.